Hello, 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 and welcome to our 30 days of nursery rhyme challenge. I'm gonna give you a hint about the song that we are going to sing today. It has a desert and involves some animals that you might be familiar with. And this animal has 5 humps. See this one? One. So this song is quite modern. So we are going to sing Alice the Camel or Sally the Camel. So this is not an old traditional nursery rhyme. This is a nursery rhyme that actually appeared in 1991. So it's still quite old, relatively old, but it's not as ancient and as any other nursery rhymes. And in terms of suitability for children and any, I guess, political agenda, it's pretty neutral children's song. And like many children's songs, it's got entertainment purpose, and that's why it first appeared in a TV show. And it was 5 humps initially. Then there was a song by a learning station that was that added humps to Alice. So Alice the Camel had 10 humps. So as you can see, it's a little bit of nonsensical song. So a bit of a funny one and a silly song. It is pretty cool because it's got counting down again. So in terms of educational value, it's not only helping children to gain appreciation for poetry, it also introduces new words. It's got very, very good rhythm, a lot of repetition, and it does have a quite surprising ending. So let's hear this out. If it's your first time listening to this song, I highly recommend you to add it to your repertoire of singing with children. So I'm playing my baritone ukulele, Kala. You might play ukulele and the chords would be similar, but they would be different shape on the normal uke, while this one is baritone ukulele. So I'm going to tell you about the chords for baritone ukulele. Okay, so but first let's hear the song in full length. Alice the camel has 5 humps. Alice the camel has 5 humps. Alice the camel has 5 humps. Oh, go, Alice, go. Boom, boom, boom. Alice the camel has 4 humps. Alice the camel has 4 humps. Alice the camel has 4 humps. So go, Alice, go. Boom, boom, boom. Alice the camel has 3 humps. Alice the camel has 3 humps. Alice the camel has 3 humps. So go, Alice, go. Ready? Alice the camel has 2 humps. Alice the camel has 2 humps. Alice the camel has 2 humps. So go, Alice, go. Alice the camel has 1 hump. Alice the camel has 1 hump. Alice the camel has 1 hump. So go, Alice, go. Alice the camel. Alice the camel has no humps. Alice the camel has no humps. Alice the camel has no humps. So Alice is a horse. So that's a surprise at the end, that Alice is a horse. There you go. So that's the story of Alice. And we're gonna learn the chords first, and then I'm gonna talk about some possible extensions and learning that you can introduce to children. So here's our beautiful Alice. All right. So the first chords, so it's not a lot of chords. It's only 2 chords for this song. Of course, you can complicate it, but this is the easy version one, and that's G. Yeah, so we play it for Alice the camel has 5 humps. Then we play D. Alice the camel has 5 humps. Then back to G. Alice the camel has 5 humps. So back to D. Go, Alice, go. Back to G. And then you can play boom, boom, boom by changing it to D again. Boom, boom, boom. What I was doing, I was finger picking, and I was doing this boom, boom, boom. So that's really cool feature that you can add to your songs eventually. I wasn't doing it really well, but I'm learning as well, as you remember. And then you keep playing again with G. Alice the camel has 5 humps. Then you change to D. Alice the camel has 5 humps. Then you can change back to G. Alice the camel has 5 humps. So, and then D. Go, Alice, go. The strumming I'm using is down, and then down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. That's the one that we covered last time. It's a kind of cool strumming pattern, but as I was saying before, you can use for 4 times 4, 4, 4, which means like 1, 2, 3, 4 count. You may use anything that will fit within this count. So for example, you can do it 4 times down. For example, Alice the camel has 5 humps, or you can do 2 per measure. Alice the camel, and then has 5 humps. No, wait. Alice the camel has 5 humps. So you see, it's a counting. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alice the camel has 5 humps. Alice the camel has 5 humps. Alice the camel has 5 humps. So go, Alice, go. But of course, I prefer more interesting pattern like this one. So that's down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Alice the camel has 5 humps. Alice the camel has 5 humps. Alice the camel has 5 humps. So go, Alice, go. So that was the song. So I will post the chords in the description below after we are done with this live stream. But what are the possible extensions for this song? So number 1. So as you can see, it's quite repetitive. So Alice the camel has, and then so go, Alice, go, which changes only at the end with a surprise. Yes, so boom, 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 Alice is a horse. Yes, so, and you can see that there are a few concepts here that I introduced. I'm just gonna turn this here. So the concepts that I introduced are the following, okay? So we have animals. So this is a camel. So what I did, I created a felt puppet. So it was really easy. I just printed a picture. I'm not really good at drawing, so I have to print things. So I printed and traced it and cut it out, and then I put a little bit of nice felt. Yes, so nice felt here on top. And we have like a kind of sensory, nice felted camel. You also can get a real toy, camel toy, so made from felt or anything pretty much. You can make it from clay. Clay camels are actually quite cool as well. And you can add it to as a follow-up for children to play. What I really like about this one, that I decided that I'm gonna take off those humps so they can add and they can remove those humps. Yeah, so and this way when they play with this song and they sing it along, they can do this. Alice the camel has 5 humps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the next one, remove 1, and it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Why it's important for children to touch the hump or whatever they're counting and name it, because this helps you to learn the real one-to-one correspondence with numbers and not rote counting. Rote counting is when children do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's not a really good counting. It's not deep, so we don't want this kind of counting. We want counting that is more consistent and more conceptual. Yes, so when they understand what they're talking about. The other suggestion is, in terms of concepts, is to have either a picture of a horse or a felt, I guess, felt puppet of a horse. And it's pretty easy to make, actually. What I was thinking about, that you can get a picture like this online and then print it out as a silhouette and cut it out of black paper, and that would be your shadow puppet, or you can put it on felt. So if we have something more like this, yeah, so this way you can show what the camel looks like. Yeah, but when you cut out, you can put it on pieces of felt and have a Alice the camel that is more realistic. I like this idea. You also can add this other one, a dromedary camel, and the other one that I was showing was Bactrian camel. So different types of camels. So if we think about the concepts that we are introducing, we are talking about a different species of camels. If we are singing a song about Alice, we also can talk about differences between horses and camels. For example, why do you think, was she actually a camel? Was she a horse? Why did she have 5 humps? Do real camels have humps? How many? Because the song is, as I was saying, a bit funny and silly. It's not really a scientific song. You may need to clarify a few things there and discuss whether camels have 5 humps or they have only 2. And some camels have 1, and they're different species. There are also llamas and alpacas that children might have seen on the farms. And of course, they have seen the horses, and that's why we can talk about that. Let's say camels, when they are born, they don't have a hump. What is a hump? So that's another concept. So you introduce a scientific idea of storage of fat. And then you can delve into more interesting facts about camels. So, for example, did you know that camels may walk through the desert and they run really fast as a race horse? Yeah, so you wouldn't think, right? Another thing is that they store fat in their hump. Yes, so and it's quite similar to how we store fat, but we really need water to survive. And you can talk about the importance of water. So that's a sense of well-being, and that's about children's health, which links perfectly well to outcome number 3 in the early years learning framework, as we talk about child well-being and importance of drinking water a lot. So we are not camels. We cannot go for a long time without water. We need to fill our body and our cells with water, and that's why it's important to drink water in small doses but throughout the day. So the other thing about camels is that they have very interesting feet. Yes, so and we can look at more pictures there. Just observe and discuss what do they notice about camels. We also can discuss how camels are domesticated animals, so as horses, and while they are mostly domesticated horses that we have, we also have wild horses, for example, Przewalski horse, and we have wild camels in Australia. So that's another idea of, like, I'd say, posthumanism, to talk about how we coexist with animals. You don't need to be really serious about it and scare children about what's happening with camels when they it's too many of them. But sometimes, unfortunately, we do kind of clash with wild animals, and they become a problem as well for us, because, or rather, we become a problem for them. So these are like potential extensions that you can delve into in terms of like nature pedagogy's discussion of humans and other than humans, but that's more like posthumanism focus. If you go back to simple things, we can talk about camels as farm animals, especially for desert people like Bedouins, and introduce desert life, Bedouin culture, and that's why I have this beautiful silk to represent desert. You can set up an experience that would be representing all desert animals, like, yeah, and talk about what desert habitat is. And I have this beautiful felt here, so because Australia is mostly a desert, so that is surrounded by the ocean, you can talk about desert colors, desert cultures, and as a consequence you can talk about Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander culture, and ancient cultures in general, how they relied on animals, coexisted with animals, and I guess coexisted and lived together, and they helped us a lot. So yeah, that's Alice the Camel. It's a silly song, and definitely worth learning and exploring on the 2 chords. So I hope it will add to your repertoire of songs and will help to introduce some new concepts about the world, about camels, about domestication of animals, about milk as well. So for example, some cultures, they do drink camel's milk. It's considered to be a very important one. And in other cultures like Mongolians, they do drink horse milk. So this kind of interesting facts that you can introduce to children just through a simple nursery rhyme or a child song. I hope you enjoyed today's live. If you are watching it and recording, thank you for watching, and please post in the comments below if you know this song. Did you like it? And what other songs would you like me to talk about? Because I have everything planned, but I'm also flexible in terms of other songs that I can talk about. Bye for now, and I'll see you next time, probably tomorrow. Bye.